In this lecture, we'll learn one of the most fundamental data handling skills, how to read from and write to text files in Python. Whether you are reading data logs, configuration files, or saving processed results, file input-output is a must-have skill in data science. So just like the using block in C#, the with statement ensures proper cleanup with open pattern. So Python uses the built-in open function which returns a file object. And here we have got this encoding UTF-8. So UTF-8 is Python's de facto standard for modern text files. Just let's have the C# comparison, and the C# equivalent statement or code block is using. Okay, so using var reader equals a new stream reader is initialized with the notes.txt, which is a text file, which I will show you all the way in the demo, and then to the text, which is a string. You call the read to end method and console.writeline, put the text which writes the text. All right. OpenPy with open.py, which I have just discussed on my slideshow. So this is the same code with open notes.txt. And what is notes.txt? This is the text file which contains this statement. The quick brown fox jumps over the little dog, and it's the read mode, and encoding is UTF-8 as f object, or you can say file, and text is f.read. So it is calling the read function and printing the text. So let's run this code. So on running, it gives the contents. It reads the content of this notes.txt file. Now guys, let's see the C# equivalent of this. So I will run it with .NET script. So I've earlier installed the .NET script globally in one of the lectures I have shown earlier. And by calling using demo.cs, this is the C# demo, and it writes the same line. We have to use .read for the entire file. So these are the modes, reading file, modes and methods. So R is the read mode default, and W is the write or overwrite the existing contents, and A is the append mode. It appends to the end of the file, and R plus is the read plus write. So this is the code which I will show you now on Visual Studio Code, VS Code. So let's switch over to Visual Studio Code once more. And so this is the reading files.py. So when I run this, it reads the sample.txt, which is this one. These 4 or 5 lines are there. So it writes the first 4 lines in the sample.txt, first 4 lines, and it writes in this fashion. So yeah. Now readlines function it calls and writes the lines. After each line, there is a this new line character. Previously, I have called the readlines method and readlines function, and you have seen that all the lines are read from the sample.txt with new line character terminating each line. However, if I call the read function instead, what it does is it creates a big string. Okay, and since it is this conditional, it actually reads the 4 characters, because sample.txt is a big string, but here, because it reads that string, that read function, so it just shows the first 4 characters of that string, and you just get this data. Okay, so again, if you run this, it will just show data. Whereas if you put read lines here, and then run this function again, so you get everything as before. Okay, and here is the answer. This element rob is added to the end of the file with the append mode. So this is rob. So let's see what's next actually. Handling paths and encodings. Pathlib. So we'll be using pathlib. So pathlib makes your code cross-platform. It works on Windows, Mac OS and Linux without changing the path syntax. And here is the code, and we'll see everything in Visual Studio Code in practice. Okay, so let's see this code. That is the last project, but before that, we'll look into the Visual Studio Code. And here in Visual Studio Code, this file is showing a problem, or it's a message. It's not a problem. This is a Pylint error. This is actually good practice. You can still run with this message, missing module docstring in Pylint. So I have intentionally shown it just to remind you that the Pylint extension is already installed to give you this syntactical best practices. This is for style purpose. So how do I create a docstring? What is the easiest way to create is generate docstring. Click on generate docstring. It will create a docstring, and if you save this, this will remove the message. Okay, docstring error will be removed. Now, if you run this file, so it gives you the output, happy coding and exploring data, where this, let's see where this passage comes from, and followed by this line. Okay, so you have to build a data structure like this, hierarchy. I've created a data folder under the root folder, and then created a records.txt, which has got this passage. And all this is doing is it is importing path from pathlib library, and entering the parameter as data, and file path is then data directory with / appended to records.txt, and then it is calling the open and passing the file path and encoding as f, and then it's calling the read function and operating on the print function to read everything or print everything, and like this, right? So again, it works on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it is cross-platform, and it allows us to use the this feature to create a file path without changing the path syntax. So finally, we come to a mini project, which will be a word count analyzer, and this is a classic text mining starter, and counting words in a file in just a few lines of Python. So this is the full code, and this is the C# comparison. We'll run these two codes one by one, and let me switch over to Visual Studio Code once. So what it does is, from collection library, it imports counter. From collections, import counter, and then the usual or familiar open function, and it passes story.txt. And what is story.txt? This is a text file. I have got a story written by AI. So this is the whole story, a small story. And what it's supposed to do is it will count the most 5 common words. So it initializes counts as it on the counter function. It passes the words, and what is words? It is f.read.lower.split. For all of you who have come from C# background, this code is also not difficult to read or understand. So it is calling the read function, and it is to lower, it is making it into lowercase, and then it is splitting. Okay, so here you can see on the mouse over, it says that when set to none, separator used to split the string, the default value, it will split on any white space character, including new line, return, and tab or \f and spaces, and will discard empty strings from the result. Okay, and this is going to return a copy of the string converted to lowercase. So when you run this, so you get this answer. These are the 5 most common words: be, a, and, of, and she, and these are the number of occurrences. Okay, so let's see the C# version. So if you look at the mouse over, this most common lists the n most common elements and their counts from the most common to the least. Okay, and where is the C# version of word count.cs? So here is the C# version. So in a text variable, you are calling the read all text method and passing to story.txt, that is the string, which is story.txt file, and it putting into lowercase. And then in the counts variable, you're splitting at empty space and group by grouping it by this thing. W goes to W dot order in the descending order of count and take the first 5. Okay. Now this is the equivalent code in C#, or as equivalent as it can go, and it gives you answer like this. These are the most common occurrences of the words within this story.txt in this file, text file, and these are the occurrences. 10 number for the A occurs 6 times and 4 times quad 2 and sheet 2. Now, how do I explain this code? So here you can see that in the read all text method is called and pass the story.txt file, text file, and all the words are, all the characters are converted to the lower casing, and in the counts variable, the split method breaks the long text into individual words by spaces, and it groups identical words together. Think of this like clustering same words, and this puts it in descending order. Okay, g.count sorts those groups by how many words each contains, most frequent first, and take 5 is pick only top 5 most common words. So that's how it works. And let's see the last slide. This is the last slide. So these are some of the best practices and pitfalls. Always use with to auto-close files and specify encoding for international text. Check file paths with path.exist and don't use open without closing it manually, and avoid read on huge files. Iterate line by line instead. Okay.